Flyweight bout, Veronica Hardy coming in at -115 against Jamey-Lyn Horth, sitting at -115 as well. Over under 2.5 rounds, -325 for the over, +235 for the under. The undefeated 33-year-old Jamey-Lyn Horth making her UFC debut at flyweight. She had her real UFC debut at bantamweight. She got a dub there against Haley Cohen. Veronica Hardy busted everyone's parlays her last time out against Juliana Miller in the comeback fight. She had taken 3 years off and comes back as a big underdog against Juliana Miller. She goes in there and just whoops her ass. Juliana Miller couldn't do anything in that fight. Veronica Hardy looked like, not like a world beater, but she looked like she should have been the -400 favorite in that one. And that seems to be a little bit of a recency bias going into this fight, because you see Veronica Hardy being super undervalued her last time out, and now she's set as a pick'em against the undefeated Jamey-Lyn Horth. Flyweight, I would expect. Veronica Hardy fought at like bantamweight for a while, or for a couple fights, or I guess her last fight before she took the long layoff against Bea Malecki. Definitely not the spot that she should be fighting. Veronica Hardy, even at 125, maybe looks a little bit smaller than a lot of these girls. But Jamey-Lyn Horth should be the bigger fighter here coming in at in the flyweight division against Veronica Hardy. Who you got?
Yeah, I'm taking Jamey-Lyn Horth here, and for a couple of reasons. Veronica Hardy was on after the Malecki fight, it was on a 3-year layoff or so. Yeah, almost 3 years to the day. And she comes in against Juliana Miller as a +350 underdog and wins. And since then, we've learned that Juliana Miller is bottom of the barrel, not that good of a fighter at the UFC level. Yeah, she won the Ultimate Fighter, but really doesn't have much experience in pro MMA at all if you look at her record. And so, coming off of that to now being a damn near pick'em fight against Jamey-Lyn Horth, who's undefeated and has looked pretty good so far in her career, is hard to justify for me. I think this line's wrong. I think Horth deserves to be -150, -175, and I think the line could grow to that point. When you look at Jamey-Lyn Horth coming into the UFC, she fights up a weight class against Haley Cowan, and Haley Cowan is jacked. She's strong and is a pretty decent athlete and a good fighter too. She'll put a lot of girls up against the cage. She'll take them down and she'll win like that. She wasn't able to have that much success against Horth. Horth was able to get the better of her on the feet, outstruck her, did more damage, was able to keep it on the feet when she had to, landed good knees and elbows in the clinch. She's just a little nastier of a fighter. And to drop back down to your normal weight class for your sophomore outing in the UFC against Veronica Hardy, who's going to be 3 inches shorter, have a 3-inch reach disadvantage, I think everything points to Jamey-Lyn Horth. Horth is strong, and she's got some powerful striking. Before her UFC debut, she was, I believe, 5 or 6-0 with all finishes by either submission or knockout. She's well-rounded. She hits really hard. You're not going to be able to go out there and outclass her in any facet of the fight, in my opinion, especially not Veronica Hardy. And if you're going to give me Jamey-Lyn Horth at near even money against Veronica Hardy, I've got to take it all day long here. I think she wins. I think she could hurt her on the feet. I think she could grapple her up if she had to in this one as well. I just think she's going to be the better mixed martial artist here. So I got to take Jamey-Lyn Horth.
Yeah, Veronica Hardy, the wife of Dan Hardy, PFL analyst now, and obviously ex-UFC fighter. And it seems to be like she's getting some good work in with him. And we saw that in her return fight against Juliana Miller. Juliana Miller just really offered nothing on the feet that scared Veronica Hardy. So she was able to just piece her up on the feet, on the ground. She got in some situations with Juliana Miller, but was able to get out of them. A lot of top control for her. But in this one, I don't know where she has the advantage. Like Jamey-Lyn Horth, I think, is probably the better striker. Veronica Hardy maybe a little bit quicker, but I think Horth holds more power, at least more significance on her strikes. And she's still undefeated. Even in the amateurs, she fought Lupita Godinez twice in the amateurs, beat her both times. And just coming into this one, we've seen her in the UFC now. She matches up well with a girl at 135. I think going down to 125, she's the bigger, stronger. And I just think she's got her outgunned in all facets. I don't think Veronica Hardy's going to have success with the wrestling on the feet. I think, she might be able to out-volume her, but I just don't see it happening. So I think Jamey-Lyn Horth is the play. She'll be the pick for me. And those are the picks.